We're still drying out as well. Let's check in with Chief Meteorologist Rachel Frank for a look at conditions out there tonight. Rachel, so the rain moved out, but it feels like the cold really moved in.
Yeah, absolutely. Temperatures tonight are going to be cooler than it was last night. We're right now anywhere between 10 to 15 degrees lower than we were at this time yesterday. But at least the weather over the coming days will continue to be conducive for cleanup efforts. We're not anticipating any weather issues other than the ones that you may still have going on after the last storm. 32 degrees right now in Windham, but look at the feels like temperature. This is the wind chill. It feels like 19 in Waterbury, 25 in Meriden. And for those that may still be out of power, it is a cold night ahead. We're still seeing gusts up around 20 miles per hour in western Connecticut. So the winds are still kind of with us, though diminishing after our last storm. And there's still some river flooding out there too after the last storm as well. The Quinebaug River is about to drop below flood stage, which is some good news. It looks like the Housatonic River has crested and is starting to come down. A little bit more rising left over for the Farmington River at Simsbury, and we're not expecting the Connecticut River from Hartford down through East Haddam to crest until at some point tomorrow, and it may not even get below flood stage until later Friday or even over the weekend. But the highest river crest expected is going to be for the Connecticut River at East Haddam, with moderate flooding expected tomorrow. Low temperatures tonight falling back through the 20s, so it will be a chilly start to the day tomorrow, but a really pleasant finish. Temperatures will be very similar to what we experienced today, but it won't be as windy, so I think that goes a long way to making it feel a little bit more comfortable. And we'll also see more sunshine than we had out there today too. Highs in the low to mid 40s. It will turn cooler for the official arrival of winter on Thursday. Yep, we are almost there, but the chill doesn't stick around into Christmas. We'll explain coming up. And quiet weather in the days ahead. So what does that mean for our prospects?
Rachel Frank.
It has been a really long time since we have seen a white Christmas in Connecticut. Let's check it out in the Hartford area. You have to go all the way back to 2017. In the weather world, we consider a white Christmas when you wake up Christmas morning and there's at least 1 inch of snow on the ground. For Bridgeport, you have to go all the way back to 2009, but that was a big year. 5 inches of snow were on the ground. And I wanted to take a look at the historical probabilities. Along the shoreline, it is less than 10%. In the Hartford area, around 30 to 40%, but greater than 50% in the Northwest Hills. So, drum roll please, what are the odds this year? Pretty close to 0. This is the Grinch storm that stole Christmas away. The last one that came through, bringing us all the rain and the wind. And now we are looking at a nice quiet stretch of weather, which is really fantastic if people need to still clean up after the last storm, or you have to run last minute errands as we head close to Christmas, even go holiday shopping still. There's people out there. You're not the only one. Well, the weather is going to be conducive for all of that, but it will not bring us any snow or rain before Christmas Day. Here's a look at the wind speed, and we are still feeling it out there, anywhere between 5 to 15 miles per hour. So there is a wind chill out there as we head through the evening and overnight hours. We'll see temperatures falling back into the 20s, but I think it'll feel like near 20 when you wake up tomorrow morning. That wind will continue to diminish, though, as we head through the day tomorrow. Plenty of sunshine. High temperatures will be very similar to today in the low to mid 40s. But again, I think with a bit less of a wind and more sunshine, it'll be a really nice, comfy day outside. Thursday, we're sunny and cooler with highs between 35 to 40. Cooler, but not cold. Temperatures just returning to average for this time of year. And Thursday, technically Thursday night, is the winter solstice, when the sun's rays are directly over the Tropic of Capricorn. So that means in the northern hemisphere, we get the least direct sunlight, the least solar radiation, and of course the cooler months to follow. But as we head forward after the winter solstice, we get more and more direct sunlight. The days start to slowly get longer. So winter lovers have something to look forward to, and those who are just ready to push fast forward can see a light at the end of the tunnel as well. But we haven't had anything to complain about this winter unless you're a snow lover. Taking a look, I wanted to show you high pressure in control, not just for Thursday, Friday, but right into Saturday, Sunday, and heading into Monday and Tuesday of next week. And that's going to keep little disturbances that'll be kind of floating around the country at bay and keep them away from us in New England. The next storm system gets here after Christmas. Guess what? It's more rain. Let's take a look at your 7-day forecast. It'd probably be worse if it was snow, right? If we just missed that little Christmas.
All right, Julia, thank you. All right, it's time of year when normally on a normal year we'd sort of be on White Christmas watch, but
this isn't a
week,
normal year.
not so much. Yeah.
It has been a real rainy year. Chief Meteorologist Rachel Frank joining us now. At least the temperatures, I guess, kind of feel a little wintry, right?
You know, I think, but for Christmas itself, if it's not going to be white, it might as well be warm, right? And
true.
That's what we're going to see, and there won't be any issues getting to your holiday destination. But as Sarah mentioned, in between now and Christmas, we do actually see the numbers dip in the near term. Right now, it's about 10, 15 degrees cooler than it was at this time yesterday. I do think tomorrow temperatures are similar to today, but for the arrival of winter, the official winter solstice on Thursday, we will notice those numbers dipping back even more. 32 in Windham right now. We're close to 30 for Waterbury. And yeah, it's still blustery out there, at least in parts of the state. Gusts up to 20 miles per hour, but nothing on the radar, which is always a great sight to see after all of the rain that we just had. I do think the wind chill ends up making it feeling like near 20 by the time you wake up tomorrow morning. So even though actual overnight lows will be dipping back into the mid to upper 20s, might want to dress a bit warmer than that, or dress the kids warmer than that at the bus stop tomorrow. Otherwise, though, we see temperatures rebound in a nice way heading through the afternoon. And even though these temperatures are very similar to what we had out there today, I think it'll feel a little bit more comfortable. There's still a breeze, but it's not as windy as today was. And I think we see even more in the way of sunshine if you want to carve some time for yourself outside. Ledyard and Griswold up around 44 degrees, 45 in Meriden, and low 40s in Burlington. Here's that dip in the temperatures I was telling you about. Not cold, just near average for this time of year. That chill settling in for Friday, but will not stick around into Christmas. We'll show you the numbers coming up.
Thank you, Rachel.
Frank.
All right, we wanted to show you some photos, a progression from Justin Zeperi in Rocky Hill. So what you're looking at here is the Connecticut River yesterday at 4 o'clock, today at 11 a.m., and then finally 4 p.m. today. And notice the progression of the water starting to rise, rising a bit more, and then almost getting close to that building there. And it looks like the water levels are going to continue to climb up towards moderate flood levels, at least for East Haddam heading through the afternoon tomorrow, and for the Hartford area up around minor flooding. However, still affecting those immediate roads that are right around the river that usually flood several times a year. And that will continue in the coming days, even after the river crests tomorrow and it starts to fall. It'll be a slow process. No surprise here. I don't think anybody is looking at this graphic going, huh, well, you don't say. It's more like, yeah, obviously. This is one of the wettest years on record for the Hartford area. 2023 coming in at the number 4 spot with a baffling 63 inches of liquid falling from the sky. So this is taking into account rain. It's taking into account snow, whatever little we had this year. It was certainly well below average. If you melted it down, ice as well. And there's some big years in here that we had some extreme flooding. Some of you might remember 1955 as well. That was a really big flooding year. And we did that without any tropical storms, which is even more impressive. Taking a look, temperatures have certainly kind of fallen off a cliff here. Yesterday, well, I wouldn't want to go back to yesterday. No, thank you. It was much warmer with highs in the low to mid 60s. We ended up setting a new daily record high temperature. Today, we were in the mid 40s, but the wind made it feel a bit cooler than that. Tomorrow, we'll have one more day with similar temperatures, and then it does turn a bit cooler as we head into the start of winter. Right now, we're looking at temperatures in the mid to upper 30s, but it feels cooler than that when you factor in the breeze. So we're looking at overnight lows in the 20s as we head towards daybreak tomorrow, but it'll really feel like near 20 degrees when you factor in a little bit of a breeze. Heading into the day tomorrow, again, highs in the lower to middle 40s. We'll see plenty of sunshine out there from start to finish. It is a really nice day to get outside. And then here, are those cooler numbers I was telling you about for the arrival of winter. Technically, it arrives Thursday night, but we'll call it winter amongst friends. And it looks like that chill will settle in on Friday, but not for long. Look how we're already climbing. Saturday, Sunday for Christmas Eve, and then Christmas Day, highs up around 50 degrees. And not only is it going to be warm, but it will be dry as well, thanks to high pressure, which will be hanging on and keeping us dry right through the holiday. Here's a look at your 7-day forecast. That dip in the numbers